morning, Rhonda.
Good morning, Oz. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us again today.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Randy. Randy97402. Good morning. How you doing? And there's Rhonda Walker, and I'm Oz. Always a pleasure getting the show kicked off. I'm sure we'll have people crawling out of bed and flopping on the floor and turning on their phones and computers. So anyway, so how was your day yesterday, Rhonda?
It was a pretty good day. It's busy. I think I'm busier now than I was before.
Yeah, I was pretty busy too. We had a big presidential debate with the Green Party. Can you tell everybody a little bit about that?
Well, yes. So the Green Party of Alaska put together a presidential primary of all the Green Party candidates. Pretty amazing. There was a little snafu at the beginning of getting it going, but once it got going, it seemed pretty great that I was able to watch of it anyway. And so I thought it was amazing that you're able to be a part of that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We have Pee Wee down in Florida. He is an engineer, and he's got a much larger skill set than I do, but he encountered some of the same problems that we encounter with sound and things like that. But
So it's not as easy as it looks on?
No, it's not. And I was,
What?
yeah, I was carrying water down there. I had the green room, and I was hurting people, saying, we're trying to fix this, we're trying to fix that. But the big thing in doing a show, and this is why we're doing this, is to kind of give people an idea of what it takes to create a show. And when you have engagement media and you bring people into a virtual platform, it's not necessarily the format you're using, which PV uses vMix. I use Livestream Studio, same as John, Uphill Media. But it's the people coming in. Can they get in with the phone on the link? Is their sound right? Is their lighting right? Is everything right? And that minutia is so important that I encourage anybody, get into the green room ahead of time when you're doing a show. Get ready a half hour to an hour ahead of time so you can put on a pretty decent production. It's when you're live streaming, that's the big difference. Live streaming is just off the cuff. If you crash and burn and face plant, you're on live, so you're going to do it, which I like to do on a regular basis, as Rhonda knows. But still, just think about those things. It's not as easy as it looks. You just don't sit there on your phone and gab into it if you're trying to put some more substance and content in it. And
Actually, John Ellis has a wonderful video, if you guys want to look in the archives here, a wonderful video about getting kind of set up and how to have the right atmosphere and the right mics. And yes, I still need a lot of work. I know it's in the works, but it is very important to get the lighting and your sound, especially dialed in.
Yeah, it really is. It's important to have a good production, especially, and I'm going to talk about it now, Rhonda, when you try and get into premium content platforms like Rokfin. And Rokfin is just kind of like the antithesis to what YouTube is, as far as creators being able to express themselves more freely without being, copyright stricken or, beat down, or freedom of speech. So, Rhonda, you want to tell everybody quickly about Rokfin and where Uphill Media is?
Well, yeah, I'll just say hello to Rokfin. I think we're going to be getting this up on there today. Happy Earth Day. So, welcome Uphill Media on Rokfin. Uphill Media is here with our partners and free thinkers. Free premium on the way. Special thanks to the Convo Couch for recommending Rokfin, Sister Fiorella, and Brother Pasta. Keep rocking, Rokfin all. Inspired by Greta. Oh, are we doing this whole thing right now?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and say it. Yeah.
All right. Just want to make sure. Inspired by Greta Thunberg and the school strike for climate movement. This is from Greta. I was born in No, this isn't Greta.
No, it's John. John, what inspired him? Yeah, this is
okay.
John E.
This is from John, inspired by Greta. I just wasn't really.
That's
apologize.
That's okay.
So this is John's words, inspired by Greta. So heed these words from John Ellis. I was born in 1970. Yes, there are a few pics of me from that year in the video. I made this as a way to work through my grief about the climate crisis. I'm 49, and I feel that my future has been stolen as well. I cannot stop being enraged. and in grief at the state we are in as a species because of a few people's greed. Those are great words. And that was being followed by the video John put together regarding the climate crisis we're in. I don't know if you guys all have seen that or not. It's just...
Yeah, there's a link down in Rokfin in the rundown with our Uphill Media's introduction to, which Rhonda just read, to being a partner with Rokfin and our friends at Convo Couch and Graham Elwood and Kim Iverson and many, many other social media content creators and very good speaking on the issues are over there at Rokfin.
Go over there and watch John's video from there. Seriously, I mean, it gives you chills, makes you cry.
Yeah,
it's masterfully put together.
Yeah, Amber talks about how every time she sees that, she starts welling up, and I do too. This is one of my favorite works by John, and I think Laura Livengood has said that as well. She's absolutely in love with that piece because it came from his heart in a time of despair and grief. And with that came out a beautiful production on his part about how we are in the world today. So, hi.
Go there, register.
Register. It's free. It's free. Just register. It's free. And if you want to get into the premium content, it's $10 a month. I mean.
Well, this way too, if something happens to YouTube, which it can, it's very, they don't necessarily let content just happen here. They get rid of a bunch. So go there for special content. Yeah. And just in case this crashes, it's a good fall place so people can always find us.
Yeah, it really is. And again, it's free just to sign up and get over there. And to help support us, follow us and any of our other friends out there. And I know I've seen many in the group this morning. Good morning, Barbara. Good morning, Melissa. We've got Oz Whistles. Oz Whistles. Hey, is that cousin Oz Whistles? Tell me.
It's Oz Whistles.
Oz Whistles. Tell me I'm not your evil twin or your evil cousin, but thanks for joining us, Oz Whistles. And Jilly. Hey, Jilly. Jilly, hi, guys. I just watched The Planet of Humans.
Hi, Barbara.
Yeah. No, that's great. I guess we need to get rolling into our little news topics today.
Yeah, I do need to watch Planet of the Humans as well. So thank you for reminding me about that.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got quite a bit of content this morning, but we're going to cut it a little shorter on each point. First of all, Rhonda, we have Krystal and Saagar again, our friends over at Rising, and the mayor of New York telling everybody what he thinks in answer to a question by AOC. Let me know if you can hear it, Rhonda, just to double check, and here we go.
Governor, New York's Andrew Cuomo, in his press briefing yesterday, got an interesting question and had a very interesting response. Let's take a listen.
Is there a fundamental right to work if the government can't get me the money when I need it? Is there
you want to go, by the way,
right
you want to go to work? Go take a job as an essential worker. Do it tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll just do that. I'll put my life on the line for $8 an hour and no benefits. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
No benefits, no certainty, probably no PPE.
This makes me so angry because, again, it's like the government is the one who put these people out of work, which means the government's job is to guarantee their salary or at least guarantee their well-being in some form. Now, look, we can have a debate about how we should administer that, but that's a disgrace. That's like pull yourself up by your bootstrap. Like, you want to go to work? That's outrageous to the millions of New Yorkers who are out of a job in his own state, responsible for administering unemployment. We covered the story here of a woman who had to.
I think it is. And Rhonda and I talked prior to the show about that. Maybe it was taken out of context. Not so much. The context is there. So.
Well, Saagar says, it's the government's job to put, if they tell you can't work, they need to supplement that in essence, right?
Yeah. I
don't think the government's aware of that because they've never seemed to really care before. So I think that might have got lost in the fine print and all the their duties to do, buried underneath all the corporate cash.
Cash.
The cash.
The cash. Yeah, it's all about, and I want to point out what I said earlier. Just like that mayor of Las Vegas. Yeah, let's open up them casinos because my donors and the people who elected me to Las Vegas want people to get in there and touch those buttons and dollars and everything. Let's get this economy going.
$1,200 stimulus check needs to come back up to us. We weren't supposed to let that much get away.
No, heck no. You know, I mean, it's like, wow. I think Mitch McConnell was having a wet dream on that governor. I just thought, oh my gosh. So yeah, but that's it for you know.
See the way he looked at her and talked to her.
It's condescension
really?
at its
Very
finest.
condescending.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's like, really?
Thank you. And they're talking about wanting him possibly to replace Biden.
Yeah, well.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I think.
No, thank you.
Is there a line wanting to replace Biden? Is Cuomo's in that line? The Crypt Keeper's in that line? Somebody else? I don't know. But yeah, Rhonda, I just, are you kidding me, man? Let's just get everything
disgusting.
going. Yeah. So.
Fine. You want to go to work? Go get one of those.
Yeah. Go
essential jobs.
Spread that virus and die.
Yeah.
We'll move on. Yeah.
Supplement. Take care of your freaking people. That's all that's being asked. Do your freaking job.
Yeah. Wake the hell up, people, because you're being played, and it's a big club, and you ain't in it. Let's move on to the next topic, since we're trying to put this on fast forward today. This is author Gerald Posner, and he's telling you a little bit about the pharmaceutical companies and where the House and Senate are as far as fighting for the people. So let's give this a listen and see what he has to say.
I'm going to think probably not fighting for the people.
Probably not.
Watch.
Yeah. It's fighting for somebody.
$100 million researching the drug and gave it back to them in a year. That drug, AZT, was the first drug approved. Burroughs got a patent on it, charged $10,000 a patient, which at that time was a record. Against protests from ACT UP and other age group, it lowered the price to $8,000. It made billions of dollars off that public research. And that's happened also time and again. One last thing, $8.3 billion, you both know this very well, the first emergency funding bill that came out of Congress just a few weeks ago. That included a provision initially that would have given the government the real power to get in there and negotiate prices down on the vaccine if they thought they were unreasonable, and also take away the intellectual property rights for the drug companies. The research would be shared. By the time the bill passed, both Democrats and Republicans, both sides of the aisle, had agreed to strip those out. Pharma lobbies both sides effectively, and both sides are blamed for this.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, well, at least we know what's going to happen. So what do you think about that one, Rhonda? Let's just take out all the provisions that protect the people. She's holding her head.
So this has always pissed me off. The research is publicly funded, right? We have publicly funded research happening. That means we are paying, you, me, everybody except for the 1%, is paying to develop a drug or any drug to help people. And what happens? The government pretty much hands it over to one of these corporations, and then they gut ya. Or they say, sorry, dangle it in front of your face. We have a treatment or a cure for you, but you don't get it because you're too fucking poor.
Yeah.
Bullshit. The whole system's screwed.
Well, yeah.
And they took out the provisions?
Yep. They took out the provisions.
They do not have our back, people. They do not have our back.
Yeah, and that's kind of the theme of today's show, and we're gonna point that out here when we get further along. I just want to say, everybody who doesn't know, before 1914, the pharmaceutical companies, which I kind of think were like in wagons, and they had a guy with a white suit and snake oil, they could basically give you anything: laudanum, heroin, cocaine, everything without a prescription. I mean, those were the glory days, we thought. But after 1914, they started saying, hey, wait a second, this stuff is destroying our society. I wonder what's happening today with the same kind of thing happening. Could it be opioid crisis? The abuse?
Yeah, they're still destroying our society. Actually, even worse now.
And we're subsidizing it.
Right. Well, we're subsidizing it. Plus, we're also giving them another revenue to help, treat the disaster that they created.
Yes. So,
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, they're bleeding this country dry. The wealth in life alone is we're bleeding to death.
Get enough people pissed off enough.
Yeah, it's
to stand up and go after this shit, because we have. I mean, it really is taking away, our right to have a healthy
society.
and productive fucking
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
society.
really do. But I just, that was our little dig on that. Just remember, both sides, the donor class has bought the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. The Republican Party is just a little bit further on the wacko scale and the capitalist scale. But the Democrats now are the Republicans of the 90s and the early 2000s, thanks to, in my opinion, the Clinton administration. So there you go.
Hey, Oz, guess what?
What?
They're one party.
Oh, shoot. Did I? Two sides of the same coin, one party, duopoly. Are you sure, Rhonda?
It's the same.
It's the same. It's all about the donors. The party of the donors. Oh, my God. My God. Well, let's see. Where are we moving on to now? Oh, Krystal. Now, this brings us to our point. What's it going to take? What are you willing to do to stop this shit? And I think Krystal sums it up here in her Krystal's radar today. And it's not anything new, but we're going to let Krystal tell you again. So here we go, Rhonda.
To do. Why didn't progressives fight the first bailout bill? They didn't want to get blamed for holding up essential aid. Why didn't progressives fight this bill? Because they didn't want to get blamed for holding up essential aid. And why won't progressives fight the next bailout bill? I'll give you one guess. Same reason why so many pledge unity to the Democratic nominee, no ifs, ands, or buts, because they were totally scarred by the fact that they were disingenuously blamed for Donald Trump's victory. If you're going to wield power as a minority coalition, you have to use guerrilla tactics. Frankly, you got to convince your enemies that you're a little bit crazy, unreasonable, willing to blow it all up if they're not careful and give you what you want. AOC has certainly understood that at times and wielded the grassroots power she has to great effect. What progressives have done instead, by and large, is to studiously play by the rules while all the actors around them flout those rules whenever it's convenient. You are never going to win like that. And in fact, the results are entirely predictable. Thought leadership, but no power. They keep us like pets. They pat us on the head when we're good boys and girls, praising our great progressive leadership, especially loving on us when we do the right thing and fall in line, but then smearing and undermining and neutering us every time we appear ready to wield real influence. Guess what, guys? They're going to demonize us anyway, like our right-wing brothers and sisters before us. Time to embrace the role. If we actually want to do anything to mitigate the wholesale looting, which has been foisted upon us, we'd better be prepared to, at the least, risk being a villain to the elites.
Drop the mic, Krystal.
Yeah, I do have to agree with her on this.
I do too. And there's nothing more that I dream about in life is being patted on the head by Alyssa Milano. And,
oh my God.
And Whoopi Goldberg. I mean, that's really, I live for that. It's like, Jiminy Christmas. I think everybody here loves to be patted on the head by the Hollywood elite, that bubble that subscribes.
Did you go scratch my butt too?
Yeah. How about scratch it? Oh.
Get it. Yeah, right there.
Okay,
I feel
right
much better.
right
I don't
there.
care if everybody around me is dying anymore.
Yeah,
all right, we're good to go.
Yeah, we are. We're definitely good to go. And again, this hot mess of a production that we're developing, we're trying to have a little fun with it. But although, as serious it is, we're going to have to become a little crazy, like Krystal says, because we're right. I mean, look at what the Republican caucus did back in the day. They tarred and feathered John Bonner and kicked him to the street because they had a coalition of about 30 for that caucus. And that's what we need to do. It's going to take more than just the squad. And those in that squad are going to have to say no more. They can't get their picture taken with Nancy Pelosi and call her Mama Bear. AOC, stick to what you did.
That's why the down ballots are so important.
Absolutely.
We have a lot of work to do, but we have some great people out there, and we need to get them together so they don't feel like they have to conform in any way, shape, or form. So
it takes courage and conviction. Nobody's going to buy me off because I don't want it in the first place. I've got enough privilege or otherwise to where, as I'm sailing this ship, my last ship, because I'm 60. And by the way, John's 50. He's not 49. That was from last year. That was a year behind. So he's in the big 5-0. I'm the big 6-0 here. I'm the last of the boomers. As I'm sailing this last ship, I want to go out knowing that I was swinging for all my sisters and brothers. That class of people, that working class that my mother and father lived in, that helped, make this country what it was then, not what it is today. But what they believed in. I want to be on the right side of history, at least in the short term and in the waves of the universe.
Well, as you are, I will guarantee that.
I know all of us.
Anyway, you'd go out without all of us going, damn, he was a fighter through and through.
Yeah, and if I get a couple of them going out the door, that'd be nice, because I can at least give that to my daughter and say, hey, she can say, my dad was on the right side of things. And I can say that about my dad and mom too. So there we are. I guess that's whatever you want to do going out, stick to your convictions and your beliefs, and in the way that's going to make you feel better about the world you leave behind. And again, Earth Day, John's video, go to Rokfin, watch the video if you haven't. It's definitely, it's something good for your heart, even though, it is what it is, and he did a wonderful job. So I guess we're running long again. We're trying to keep it 30 minutes. So let's cruise on into the movie pick for today.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. This is Selfless from 2015, and it's a little bit of sci-fi drama. Ryan Reynolds.
We have one of my favorite actors in there. I don't know.
Ben Kingsley.
Oh, yeah, that might be him.
Yeah, but Ryan Reynolds, Mr. Deadpool, and this is just quickly, it's a show, science fiction is written time and time again. It's a dying bazillionaire wants to download his mind into a younger body so he can go chase women or chase whatever his dreams were, because he hasn't felt like he's had enough time to do it. So let's go with this. And
Woo, Ryan.
Built an empire from the ground up.
Mr. Hale, it's an honor. The man who built New York.
People will insist that your buildings make you immortal. Now, as you slip away, do you feel immortal? We offer humanity's greatest minds more time to fulfill their potential. Designed to offer you the very best of the human experience. It's alive, an empty vessel. If we do this, there's no turning back. Your old life is over.
What's that?
Something to stop your heart.
What? It's something to stop your heart.
How are you feeling?
How's that new body smell?
Sense of humor. Good.
Just relax and have some fun. After all, at your age, I'd say you've earned it.
And you can have all of this. After all the hard work, you can have all of this. Money in the car's clothes, you can have all of this. Fall up in the best club, you can have all the women.
You okay?
Fine. I just haven't seen anything like that in about 52 years. This wasn't a hallucination.
Immortality has some side effects.
Hello?
How is this possible?
There is no science, no progress without sacrifice.
I never wanted others to suffer.
I gave you what you wanted.
You took a man's life. No! I did! Soon I'll be gone. I can already feel myself fading.
Without me, your mind will relapse. And we both know who takes over. I'm the only one standing between you and oblivion.
Dang.
so do you want to live forever? What are you willing to do?
There's no way I want to live forever, for one.
Nah.
I just have come good close to that since I was little.
Yeah,
Why?
I feel the same way. I just
Shows you, I mean, I'm assuming Kingsley in here had a bunch of bucks, so it shows you what the rich can
Yeah, what they're thinking they can do anyway. That magical thinking the rich have. Let's get an island. Let's go on Branson's space shuttle to another planet, Alpha Centauri. Let's lost in space. Whatever. I mean,
let's dig deep in our, Earth's crust and hide away. Yeah.
Yeah. Ain't gonna happen, guys. You better go take some science classes. So let's make the best of this beautiful world we've got and treat it right. Don't get in fantasy land. But the movie was good. It was thrilling, and this is the last day. Is this Thursday? This is Thursday, Karen.
This is Thursday. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Yeah. It's thriller, suspense. There's not a lot of heinous bloodshed and stuff, but it is thrilling. So we've kind of touched on thrilling movies this week. I don't know, what genre should we try next week? Comedy? I don't know.
Comedy's always good.
Okay, I think we'll try comedy. I'll see if I can kick off the week with a good comedy tomorrow. So anyway, thanks everybody. Give that a try. Give Selfless 2015. Ryan Reynolds, Ben Kingsley, and Matthew Goode, I think, is in that as well. So it was pretty good. Going out, our outro music today, hopefully we won't get dinged on it for copyright infringement, like everything that goes onto YouTube. One more reason to go to Rokfin. Have you ever thought about this Cold War being resurrected by the Democratic Party through Russiagate? The Democrats' Benghazi against Donald Trump. I thought about that for about 2 seconds back in the day, and I just put myself in the place of a person living in Russia. What do we, the poor, working poor, have to gain on that by being labeled a Russian bot? Are you a Russian bot, Rhonda?
Depends on who you ask.
Okay. I've been called a Russian bot and Trumper and everything else, and it's hilarious because that bot thing, what kind of ideology is that? Pushing the patriotism for your country? Well, long story short, they're just people too. They're working poor over there, and this video kind of demonstrates that. They've got talent, they've got loves, they've got desires, they've got needs, and I can't even pronounce this gal's name. It's I think it's Oksana blah, blah. So I haven't studied up on my Russian. I hope that's not a prerequisite to be a bot, but this is a cover from Mariska Varese, Shocking Blue Venus, that's been done 1 million times over, but I think this gal kind of nails it. What do you think, Rhonda?
Yeah, I think she does a great job.
She really does, and nobody's going to replace Mariska. That song was tailor-made for her, but this Oksana gal, I think she does a great job, and I apologize for the pronunciation. But here we go. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah. I appreciate this, and we hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Here we go with Shocking Blues Venus cover from Russia, the box.
Самая популярная песня.
Привет, Бенхол!
Дуэт МЖ!
I was born like a silver flame. Chip and Hall.